Hey traders, Raghee here, and in this recap video, I'm going to cover a very interesting and powerful pattern that occurs sometimes before the open that will give you a unique edge in the first 30 to 60 minutes of the trading day in the S&P, the Dow, and the Nas. And this is something that I want both my members and non-members to understand is a very, very short-term time frame opportunity, but it's one that is so easy to recognize with the grab and wave and propulsion dots that I just want to make sure you know how to use this in order to better understand what kind of market you're getting just right out of the gate when the bell rings. So I'm going to rewind back to something I did earlier this morning. And the tricky thing about this particular setup is, and one of the reasons I want to make sure you know how to do it on your own, is it happens so fast that it's got to be one of those things you are at the helm doing. So my day traders, you're going to love this. So this is how it works. And let me get some of these notes out of the way. When the bell rings, which is this yellow line right here, obviously you get the flood of market participation hitting the equities markets and, of course, affecting the futures. Now, the futures may be 24-hour in nature, but the fact that the equities markets open and close the way they do presents an opportunity that I don't think is the same in other markets, not anymore, right? With the pit not being really a part as much of futures, with the next pit, if you will, the next market that has that rush of orders at the open really is equities. So NQ, Russell, Dow, S&P are going to be affected by this. So what you'll notice is by the open, we have what I call clarity criteria. And this is really important. This is going to work for anybody using my tools. These are free tools. Please feel free to use them. I'm telling you right now, they're going to make a massive difference in your trading, regardless of how you trade, because they're here to give you insight into the trend. They're here to give you insight about the quality of the trend. So once we have consistently, as you can see, 3 to 5 grab candles, and they have to be of the same color, and then we get 5 of the propulsion dots. Now the setting that I use for the propulsion dots is for the 21 EMA. So it's an 821 setting. Now these tools are free on the Thinkscript, TradeStation, and TradingView platform. For Thinkscript, you just have to get the shared chart that we use. In TradeStation and TradingView, it's available in their respective app stores. So by the 5th dot, what I know I can do is look for what's known as a 5-minute breach. Now, this was a little technique or a little setup, the 5-minute breach that was shown to me by Neil here in the Simpler Futures room. So Neil Yeager is also one of our Simpler Futures traders. And I learned this one from Neil. But what I did is I put a twist on it because I need a filter to know when that 5-minute has the best chance of accelerating to the upside. And for me, that is when, and let me just kind of zoom in just a little bit more here. For me, that's when we have the propulsion dots. Let me get this back into view. There we go. That's when we have the propulsion dots and the consistent color of the candles. It doesn't have to be green. It could be red and dots. It just has to be one color. But if I have the dots and the green grab candles, the high to low range left behind after the first 5 minutes of the open, once we break that high, which you can see happen right about there, on that break, and this I believe was 927 or 936 or 937, right there, 936. Once we get that breach of the 5-minute high, we get long. It's really that simple. And it's a trade that basically is valid up until 10 a.m. So I'll look for these kind of breaches at the 5-minute increment, the 15-minute increment, and then my favorite, which is the 30, which is a completely different kind of trade. But you'll see there's 3 breaches that I'll look for. The one I'm sharing you with right now is one you can do right on the open, but only when this clarity criteria is met. So go check it out tomorrow. I think you're going to like the way it does break out. Look for the lower end of the hourly price limit range for follow through. In the case of, say, the NQ, it's about 20 points in that vicinity. So look for a quick follow through. And this is a trade you take right on the open. So, and it also gives you a good insight into where the momentum is in the first 30 minutes of the day. So that's a win-win. I'll see you in the next update.